And welcome back to the Xfinity Desk. Elamite and T2 getting ready to bring you the third match of the night, and that's Optic Gaming going up against Luminosity Gaming.
There it is. Optic versus LG. You're going to see some new rosters here from Luminosity. You got Rain being added. Ninja is out. Rain is in. Saiyan Trippy, APG, and Rain is the squad that you're currently looking at going up against Optic Gaming, a hungry Optic Gaming squad after their loss in Atlanta. We'll see if they can bounce back here in the Pro League. You know that they're going to want to try to take that #1 spot back, so this is going to be a tough one here for LG. I can't wait to see what the maps and game types are in this one, because this is going to tell us a lot about this series as we take a look at that previous LG roster that was in Atlanta. Coach Hoaxer still behind these guys. Again, it's going to be very, very tough because they do have some growing pains with the new addition of Rain. Definitely a solid pickup. Rain has some really great gameplay and communication coming in, and is a pretty formidable person to go and replace Ninja in terms of, you know, the leadership and things that these guys are going to typically need to replace. Being a strong communicator is something that Ninja did very, very well. You could see he was very vocal in between games, starting off with Plaza Strongholds, which is a great game in my opinion for Luminosity to start these things off. Eden Slayer, game #2, Fathom CTF, Rig Strongholds, and then Truth Slayer. So a very winnable series for these guys in terms of the game type draw that they received, but obviously a huge underdog going into this one. I'm gonna have to give this series to Optic Gaming. If I was to predict 3, probably 1 Kyle overall. I think that, you know, again, maybe can take game #1, maybe take game #2, but Optic, I feel like they are going to be so fired up to get to play again in a tournament-ready atmosphere here in this Pro League, and, you know, they want to prove that they are still the best team, because you go and you look at the scrim results, they are right back to their old form, excuse me, old form, but come tournament time, you know, on LAN, I wasn't expecting them to lose in the way that they lost. Overall, I think they only won 3 or 4 games against Splice compared to the 7 games that Splice ended up winning. So not the performance that they wanted at all, by far, especially for the money that was up for grabs at that event. These guys have been trying to, and they kind of have created their own little dynasty in, you know, Halo 5, and losing to a Splice team there that came out from the LCQ has to just be a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, you've heard it from Snakebite time and time again. Lethal, he's been on top of the boards forever. Same with Royal, too. These guys, they want to be #1. They put in the time. They have the individual skill. And yes, they did fall short in Atlanta to Splice, and they are looking to answer back. I never want to go against Optic Gaming after they're coming off of a loss, because sometimes once you win, you settle, you know, take a little bit of a break, you know, kind of let things settle down a little bit. But when you're coming off of a loss here, you're fired up the entire offseason, you're more prepared, and you come out for revenge.
Yeah, exactly. But again, Plaza Strongholds is game #1, which I feel like is a good opportunity to try to get some sort of control. And you're coming in from the blue side, so we're going to see what the strategies are going to be here. It's always interesting to see, you know, from the red side and from the blue side. Do you go for, you know, bottom middle? Do you go push down towards the driveway? Are you going to elect for yard here? There's so many different things that you can do in the beginning. In my opinion, I feel like if you are playing from the red side, I'm a big fan of still leaving the yard. I don't see a reason to go in there and challenge unless you're going for a major flank. Yeah, you can go in there and get the shotgun. Yeah, you could get on over towards top gold, but I'm a big fan of going down towards the driveway, double capping that bottom middle area, rotating on over towards the soda area, not even going up the ramp, and just making your way right on over towards the nest. So they only sent 1 player up the ramp, which I feel is fairly smart, and Snakebite didn't take much damage. So in my opinion, Optic Gaming is going to have a pretty good advantage to start this one off. They do get the camouflage. Snakebite even stays alive with that one right around 11:45, Kyle, so make sure you keep track of that one. 9:45 is when the next camo should be popping up.
Well, very good math there as well, Tom. And we are still over here with APG, and he is trying to contest the yard as best he can, but there are 2 players from Optic Gaming in there. They will go ahead and secure 1. It looks like they're focusing on Nest, but look at that. You can see on this player outlines, Trippy was up above those players, gets taken out, and just like that, might be able to see them. It is almost captured. Finally get and start putting points on the board. 45 seconds in here. Optic Gaming's taking the lead.
Yeah, so ABG didn't want to poke out of flowers too far because he was predicting that Frosty was going to go top gold or someone was going to watch him from the light rifle, and didn't want to drop down towards dip because that's another vulnerable position. You're just going from one vulnerable position to another. So the patient play was the right one, but too many players for Optic Gaming and great bait and switch coming in from them again. Right when we saw the positioning and them not taking much damage from the Optic Gaming side, we knew that it was a huge advantage. So just very smart coming in from the red side. Obviously, they've been playing from red so long, they should know exactly what the teams from blue side are going to be doing. Now you're going to see the first points going on the board for Luminosity as they are holding this poor man setup over here, yard and bottom middle, using this to eventually to take Ness. And if they get this, they are going to be getting a triple cap with some points being racked up fairly quickly because they do have spawn staggered. Trippy going for the double, is going to go for the triple. That is the play, going for the ground pound, but he's just going to back off. Now Royal 2 going to come in with the cleanup. Ness eventually going to go on over to OG, but you do have a nice little comeback from Luminosity. You saw it was a perfect start for Optic Gaming, but fighting right back into it, and Camo coming up in 15 seconds with the triple cap in effect. This is what you want to see from LG. You have Sand with the shotgun as well. Now Lethal trying to rotate in, but there it is. Ripping off Lethal's face there. Royal 2 gonna come in with the yard capture. Not gonna contest. Saying a little bit late there to contest. Thought he was gonna fly in a little bit earlier, but has a player right in front of him. That should be an easy kill. No, he misses the shotgun. Snakebite jumps at the last second in the Strax. Not sure what happened with that camouflage, but what a job from LG putting Optic Gaming on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, and that could have been a couple additional kills going over there to APG. Should have even been able to pick up any of those kills here. But it looks like that camo, we did find it, is in the hands of Trippy. He elects to just let bottom mid go. They want to focus on some kills here, and he does not want to be the one to turn over, or not turn over, but lose this power up and have to wait till it comes off spawn again.
Taking way too long.
Has the player no shields right in front of him. Royal 2 was able to put down a lot of damage, but wasn't enough for them to gather any kind of control again. It wasn't quickly enough for Luminosity to gather any kind of control again here. They're focusing on bottom middle, but the spawns, Royal 2, like we said, coming off spawn now, throwing grenades, takes Trippy no shields, forces him to have to run away here. Now it looks like Optic's just going to elect to give this one up. They pushed over to yard instead rather than trying to contest that. We'll see if Trippy's able to get up here to top center and pick up any of these kills. Looks like Snakebite does not spot him.
I'm shocked you didn't see him on the radar. Snakebite must have been zoomed in there not to be able to see that. Trippy really slow playing that one with the camo. Eventually does take bottom middle, but Optic Gaming just out-rotating them and making their way on over towards the nest. Now LG going to answer back as Saiyan is going to be able to capture the nest. Bottom middle currently under control as well. So great job retaking control after giving it up. And now we have ourselves a game. LG, they started off a little bit slow, but they have really picked it up. A lot of that having to do with the triple cap that they put on the board when they eventually took over that nest area. There's another nest capture coming out from Optic Gaming, so just constant back and forth over here. Camo popping up in the next 20 seconds. We're going to see who's going to be posturing for that one. Saiyan is going to drop right in front of Lethal's eyes. Snakebite getting credit for that kill. Bottom middle capture coming in from Lethal. He's by himself, only temporarily though. Does have a player behind him. A double perfect coming in from both players and a reset coming in from LG. What's up with that camo though? Frosty has to know that that one is coming up soon. Probably calling it out to Snakebite and working together eventually to try to grab this. If they are able to take it, it should give them some big advantages on the map, but I don't see any time on the camouflage, so I'm not sure who is able to grab it, but nonetheless, you do have LG with the positioning now with Trippy up top. So, ooh, he had to stay alive there. No more positioning for LG. Optic Gaming now with the height advantage. Royal 2 looking for a potential overkill. He's going to back off. Most likely just going to hold blue and then try to flank these guys as they make their way out of yard.
Ooh, and he spots a player on his radar who does not know he's there. 3-shot melee. Perfect opportunity there, or perfect shots by Royal 2, taking advantage of that opportunity and taking down Saiyan here in a yard. All 4 members, you can see Saiyan comes off spawn over towards the loop. APG is hiding over there towards the shotgun area, but as the kill goes in favor of Snakebite, they're going to have to wait for him to go, for everyone to come off a spawn here. Looks like APG was able to secure that new shotgun, gets taken no shields, and sure enough, 3 dead here for Luminosity once again, even though they picked up 2 kills. And that's going to be another triple cap here coming out for Optic Gaming.
Trippy not able to land his jump right there. Where's the rotation coming in from LG? It looks like they pushed on over towards the nest, so that's the smart play. The world's longest green gun is going to connect onto ABG. Royal 2 sees that nest wasn't captured. Is he going to desperate on over for the reset, or is he going to make his way on over towards bottom middle? Has a player towards his right, has multiple players in front of him as well. That's going to be APG and Rain taking on over towards the nest. Trippy baiting Royal 2 that entire time as a trade in kills comes in for both teams. Bottom middle not being captured by LG quite yet. There they are hopping into it now, putting in numerous bodies. 2 down bottom center. Trippy and Rain make that 3 as APG made his way down towards the U-turn. If Optic Gaming wants to, they couldn't push on over to the nest, and that's exactly what they did. So heads up rotation coming in from Optic. LG now going to try to out-rotate Optic as they make their way on over towards the nest. Will Optic try to get the reset, or will they go down towards bottom middle? Looks like the reset does come in. 3 dead. Now they can make their way on over towards the camo or make themselves available towards the bottom middle area. Snakebite has the shotgun, just going to slow play this one on the awning. Has a player top gold. He's getting lit up from all angles. 32 is that camo. Triple cap in effect for Optic, and now LG's only play realistically is to do what they're doing now, and that's to rotate on down towards the Prius. Gotta watch the dip, gotta watch blue. Anyone dropping out of flowers over here. Has a player on his radar and now aware of where these guys are coming from, but they are also aware of the marketplace route being taken by Rain. A nice trade coming in from Snakebite and Rain, but you gotta watch out bottom middle if you're APG. There's the shots, nice shots from APG, even challenging Lethal there, but has to reload. Lethal gonna back off and then re-challenge as Royal 2 pokes back out. Only 10 more points for Optic to take this one.
Yeah, I mean, and that was unfortunate. Rain had that amazing trade bottom middle, but at that very same time, it was a 4v2 situation, and APG pushed over to Nest and lost a 1v1 to Royal 2, who was in fact baiting that stronghold. So that could absolutely determine the outcome of this game.
And
luckily for them. Yeah, they very well gets the kills. Nobody's bottom middle quickly enough. A reset most likely comes in from Lethal. Sure enough, it does. And that's all she wrote for game number 1. 100-57 Optic Gaming. No big surprise there. Comes out, has a convincing win against Luminosity, but Luminosity, they did a pretty good job. A couple of mistakes there, but overall, we're still able to hold their own.
Yeah, I'm confused how that game got out of control so fast. I mean, Optic Gaming, they had some fantastic rotations overall, and you look at the stats, and it's not like they got outslayed that badly. Rain didn't have his best performance. He's going to look back to bounce back in game number 2. But yeah, look at that. 0 power weapon kills. Shotgun heavily in the favor of LG, but if I had to pick any map and say, hey guys, let's give them more power weapon kills, I'd probably go with Strongholds on Plaza. Obviously no rocket launcher, no sniper rifle. If there was, that'd be extremely powerful. I remember there was a time Railgun was top center and that thing was just ridiculous, but you could see here 38-28, even 46-39, and the score at the end was 100-57. So Optic Gaming really just started to run on all cylinders. Maybe a little bit of a slow start there, and I couldn't really think of any major mistakes that I saw from LG that you could say, hey, that was not the right choice. But overall, it was just Optic Gaming doing what Optic Gaming does, and that's pull away at the end of games.
Yeah, I mean, they're a second half team, I should say, where it doesn't matter what happens in the beginning. They don't need to have the best opening start to come out and win a game. They just need to play their game consistently, and as long as they're not being spawn trapped and collapsed on, you'll see Optic Gaming normally come out ahead there. There were some good opportunities from Luminosity. We saw Rain and Trippy a lot, you know, sitting S4, having the shotgun. Like we said, 6 power weapon kills. That is a lot of power weapon kills compared to 0 that we saw out of Optic Gaming, but the score absolutely does not reflect that.
Yeah, it was, it was just weird to see how, out of control that one got, and you never really had a chance towards the end there for LG. Optic Gaming just rotated so well. They're obviously so disciplined in this game type, but now you move into game number 2, down in this series 1-0 already as the underdogs. We're not quite at that must-win area, but you're playing from the blue side. Eden Slayer, I believe, is game number 2. So this could be your opportunity to get the sniper rifle in your hands, get even more power weapon kills, get some control here. And Eden Slayer is definitely a winnable game type here for Luminosity. Try to just elongate the series as long as possible, just like we were talking about in the first series. You got to make sure that you're within striking distance the entire time. And that was something, that they were doing halfway through the game. We saw that they were in the lead. Eventually, Optic Gaming continued to just, pick up more and more strongholds. You get bottom middle, they take nest. You take nest, they take bottom middle. Has to be so frustrating if you're LG. Realistically, the only thing that I could say they could have done a little bit better from the LG side was just try to keep their S4 guy alive a little bit longer. Trippy did a great job getting there numerous times. If you can control that area and keep, Royal 2 out of these, in a snake bite out of these positions where their S4 or top gold, those are the positions that they're just so annoying that you almost want to control it just so they're not there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we saw every time Trippy was up there, he ended up getting taken out very quickly. But every time we saw anyone from Optic Gaming, either S4 or top gold, above yard, they essentially almost never died. They were always able to pick up a kill, get away, no shields. And that just creates such a huge opportunity for the rest of your teammates to push out and break setups and get control and work on those rotations.
All right, here we are, Eden Slayer. Who do we want to start this one off with, Kyle? I want to start off with someone on the blue side and see who's going to be going for the sniper rifle. Is APG going to be going for the sniper rifle to start this one? Looks like you do have Lethal laying down shots and Snakebite laying down shots from the red nest. Rain going to get that first kill on the player that APG weakens. Sane going to find the second one. Overshield going to go in the hands of Frosty, but APG has to back out of there because he did pick up the sniper rifle and does not want to turn that on over to Optic Gaming. So a heads up play as fast as possible, making his way on over towards security, and now Frosty is going to have to make a play with limited overshield. Nice job by Trippy. Nice heads-up play, just covering APG as he ran away with that sniper rifle. And now you're going to potentially see a security and red setup coming over with the sniper.
Wow, this is one of the slowest starts to a game essentially we've ever seen. 3-0 right now, and we're almost a minute into this game. Optic Gaming yet to find a kill here, and just now finally having all 4 members killed.
Yeah, that's, it's the right play, though, if you're Optic Gaming. Just slowly find where these guys are, slowly push into security. Now when you know that they're stuck on over towards red, collapse on over there. The question is do you keep anyone back at blue for when they end up spawning outside and trying to push inside blue? So there's the spawn. Trippy came alive on over towards that blue side, and they all spawn over towards the blue alley. So no one from Optic elects to stay back. They all decide to push. They all take over red base, and they get the sniper rifle. So it was a 4-0 lead for LG with control. Ends up only being a 1-kill lead without control.
Yeah, I mean, that is not what you want to see when you have a great opening start and you get control of that sniper rifle and able to escape with it on top of that. The last thing you want to do is turn it over to anyone but Royal 2 himself.
Yeah.
Without getting any kills with it.
Well, that's the thing, right? You saw APG with the sniper rifle, and we weren't on his screen, but he missed a handful of shots. I believe he missed, 2 or 3 shots on guys that weren't looking at him. Meanwhile, we'll see what Royal 2 does with it. If Royal 2 is able to connect with a couple of shots, he's waiting outside for the overshield, then that's going to be the different story. It's all about what you do with the weapons. And look at that. That's an opportunity missed for Optic Gaming. They had positioning outside. Saiyan grabs that overshield, and they aren't able to capitalize with the sniper rifle. So now we're going to see what Rain's going to be able to do with the sniper and Saiyan with the overshield. It's all about going and maximizing your runs with these power-ups and power weapons. Let's see if LG can do what they couldn't do in game number 1, which was get a lead and keep it.
Yeah, and now saying, does he know Frosty's hiding right down below him? The gun's in the way while he's reloading. He doesn't spot him. Sure enough, will be able to get the kill and escape. Really big win there for Luminosity, keeping this lead now back up to 6 kills. Pretty impressive. Rain himself now has that sniper rifle, so we'll move over to his screen. He's finally able to connect on at least 1 shot. With that new sniper rifle spawning, gets a numbers advantage. 1 dead for Optic. Everybody from Luminosity needs to push over and secure this weapon, as Optic Gaming is not going to let it go easily.
Yeah, not at all. Rain with a really powerful position right now. Just needs to find the headshots, and that's what he does, ripping Frosty's face off with the quick scope, switching on over to his pistol. Give that man a killing spree. Oh, Royal 2 picks him off. Does he stay alive? Royal 2 still staying alive over there. Hits a no-scope as well onto Trippy and gets the trade. So a 3-for-1, and Royal 2 clutching it over there. 7-kill lead still for LG, but that was, a huge play. That was just huge because they could have had control with the lead, and just picking up the kills enough is big, let alone the positioning and what he was able to do opportunity-wise for his team. But LG, they're on top of their stuff. Saiyan now looking to double up on this ammo, only has 1 more bullet. So now he's going to grab that sniper rifle. Is he going to get in over towards the blue side? Interesting route there, has to reload, and that's exactly what he does. Thought he was going to make his way on over towards the blue platform, but instead he's going to make his way on over towards the old camo and try to snipe these players through the crack. I think he was spotted out there by TJ Lethal. The overshield was 46, if I remember correctly. So he's right on time for looking at that. There it is. It's popping up right about now. And Frosty grabs it right around that 42 mark. So sneaky, sneaky plays from Optic and just not enough aggression from LG.
Yeah, Frosty just checking, gets the eyes on the sniper rifle player. That is saying here with those still Royal 2 just playing some defense, preventing rotations here. Optic Gaming, it's going to be interesting to see what they want to wait for, how they want to play this one. They've got 2 light rifles that can put down insane amounts of damage across map, but they are going up against a battle rifle, a sniper rifle, and looks like Trippy here as a plasma pistol.
So Frosty had the overshield. There he is right there on the old camouflage. What a grenade coming in from Frosty. Force is saying out. Now the teamwork coming in. Lethal responding to that call out as fast as possible. 6-kill lead here for LG. If Frosty had a grenade, he would be throwing it right now to predict where these guys are coming from, but instead, he's just trying to stay alive as long as possible. Nice green gun beatdown coming in from Trippy. A trade of kills coming in from Optic, though. A 2-for-1 there in favor of Optic, and control going on over to Lethal and the rest of the guys in green over here. I like this positioning coming in from Royal 2. He's holding down security side, so Lethal doesn't have to worry about that. You have another player in security watching his back. Now all Lethal has to do is watch bottom, middle, and outside, and that's exactly the position that you want to do it from. Push on over towards that blue alley area. Bottom middle still vulnerable. That was the opportunity to push. They missed it just for a second, but now Lethal realizing that's his job. He has to continue to watch this area.
Yeah, so only down by 5 with plenty of time left to play in this one. Now, as you can hear in that call out there from the game, new sniper rifle is getting ready to spawn as well. Oh, and Lethal thrusts away right before he pulls the trigger. Maybe able to connect on that headshot with Trippy here. Either way, next thing we're going to have to be worried about is that overshield that we saw Frosty grab, because that was what broke the setup here for Luminosity.
Well, let's see what happens, because that was grabbed right around, what, 45? And they're just going to give this up if they're Optic. So very interesting strategy. I thought that they were going to... Ooh, they burn it. What a shot from Lethal onto Trippy. They delayed grabbing that overshield, and it does not pay off for LG. They didn't realize that Optic was not looking, and they were just trying to give that overshield up. But now Lethal is just ripping off faces. 5 kills to make up here. Totally doable when you have this type of ammo and the positioning. Royal 2 gonna find one. Lethal obviously took out Rain right in front of us, and now only 3 kills to make up here. If you're Optic Gaming, Lethal reload, come on, man. You know you're gonna get 2 headshots, but you want the triple kill.
Right, I mean, 2-for-1s do exist, but we'll see if he decides to reload this weapon here. Oh, sees Rain fly by, but not gonna be able to pull the trigger on that one. So it's gonna just go back to one of those standoffs here. Luminosity wants to maintain the lead. They don't want to make any kind of pushes unless they have to. And the next thing they're gonna have to worry about is that overshield once again. So we'll see. Does Optic Gaming, do they want to play aggressive? Do they want to start hunting down some of these kills? Or do they just want to let Lethal do some work, see if he can't find anyone?
Lethal's gonna have to start taking some different angles, and this has been working for him the entire time, sitting over towards top catwalk, but they haven't really rotated anyone outside blue quite yet. And yeah, we can see the player outlines, but if they were to rotate the sniper rifle outside, I think it would definitely catch LG off guard. Another thing that would catch them off guard is just jumping right in the middle of the map. That could be an interesting place to be as well. It's extremely vulnerable, but you have some very interesting angles, so we'll see. I mean, the fact that he's able to run around so freely, it's great that LG is not getting sniped, but if Optic Gaming ends up finding where they are, they don't have any good positioning for LG and can get collapsed on extremely fast. So we'll see if it ends up paying off for him. Nice headshot right there, getting the protector medal onto Trippy. And there it is. As we said, everyone from LG in a very, very poor position. All of them dropping. At least Saiyan is able to get 1 kill for all of his effort there. But now it's only a 1-kill lead. And keep in mind, Kyle, overshield, it's right about now.
Right, and look at the timing here from Optic Gaming, waiting to push and rotate, pick up these kills until that overshield is coming up. And it looks like that is Snakebite that's actually able to grab that one. So he's going to be leading the charge here, and you're going to have Optic Gaming only down by 1 with overshield and sniper rifle. A lot more aggressive and confident now here as they push across the map, as they're allowed some room for error.
The way that Lethal's been moving around the map for the last 2 minutes, you would almost think that he's got like an invisibility cloak or picked up the camouflage or something like that, because he's just running around doing whatever he wants. Finally gets shot at a couple times. I think that was Saiyan that pegged him on over towards the red fan, but sniper rifle is up, and Kyle, we have 3 minutes left, and the score's 27-28.
Yeah, there's a good chance we're not seeing this one go the distance here, or heck, maybe we'll see it in an overtime and still not make it to 50 kills. 28-28. Now it looks like this new sniper rifle, as Lethal is out of ammo here, went over in the hands of Royal 2, so we'll move over to his screen as he's already been hot today. Arguably the best player in the game, and looking to close this one out, take an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and that's what's so frustrating if you're Luminosity. You just had to deal with Lethal going on a killing spree with the sniper rifle. Now you're going to someone who, you know, arguably, like you said, one of the best players in the game, especially with this weapon and especially with this position in this clutch moment. So it's all up to Royal 2 and Optic Gaming. They have been in this position so many times. LG constantly turtling over towards that red fan area. That's why I'm wondering if someone was just to rotate, you know, with a rifle or the sniper, light rifle, battle rifle over towards outside, that is going to be huge because you're going to have eyes on these guys. And now Royal 2 is going to take the right play and just sit there and watch as players potentially move outside towards the blue area. But they're all just sitting. They're just sitting ducks inside the turbine area. If they collapse on this, it's over. That's exactly what they're doing. Royal 2 flying in. That's going to be all 4 dead. 4-for-1 trade. Optic Gaming, 3-kill lead. They have the overshield. They have the sniper rifle.
The timing on that. I mean, I really liked what Luminosity was trying to do.
But you
it's
can't
just
turtle
not gonna,
that badly.
Yeah, it's just not going to work against a
And
team
you
like
can't-
Optic Gaming.
can't
Discipline.
Not watch the pit. You can't not watch mid-bridge there. So, exactly. Not versus Optic Gaming. Maybe against a lesser team. But these guys, you know, that's the thing is you want to not get sniped, but my philosophy in Halo 5 is you have to get the rifles and challenge the sniper rifle guy. You just have to. You have to risk it. You have to weaken that guy and hope and make him hit the shot on you, or you got to weaken him for one of your teammates. Because the last thing that you want is someone like Royal 2 feeling comfortable, someone like Lethal feeling comfortable. They haven't been shot at for the last like 5 minutes with the sniper rifle, and now they are just turning it on. 37-29, 37 seconds left in this game. Mathematically over for LG. Optic Gaming going to take game number 2 and go up 2-0 in this series. Even if they did get them all 4 dead here, Optic should be able to just run around and out-rotate these guys in order to avoid death. So there it is, 30-41. Taking a look at the stats really quick, I want to see who was the guys going huge. Lethal and Royal 2, the guys with the sniper rifles with some seriously big games. Definitely the big difference makers in terms of the kills and deaths department. You know, hats off to Snakebite, hats off to Frosty, you know, filling the right position. Sometimes it's not easy to be the role player. You're stuck over there, you know, at red platform, blocking players down or sitting over towards the red nest area without any weapons, and you know, you got to pretty much bait these guys out or at least win a 1v1 that potentially you could get double teamed on and just hope for the help. So not an easy position to be in. And when you're in those role-playing spots, a lot of players will give up dumb deaths or get too over-aggressive in that area. But Optic Gaming, they didn't give up any dumb deaths. They played the overshields pretty well, especially that last overshield when they collapsed. And they just methodically picked these guys apart, just like they did in game number 1.
Yeah, and I like a lot of the things from Luminosity. Like, they were clearly on the same page of what they wanted to do. It was the execution that failed there, and a lot of that comes down to the preparation and
new team.
Yeah, being a new team, but the preparation that Optic Gaming has on breaking some of the setups. They've seen every situation before, and they know what to expect, and they can absolutely pick you apart if you're making any kind of mistakes. But the good news,
you got to do something unexpected if you're LG there.
Yeah, like you could just see how long it took Optic Gaming to rotate.
They can formulate a plan.
Yeah, they were also checking every nook and cranny on the map to make sure nobody was behind them. And once they locked down and verified all 4 members of Luminosity,
that was right there, 23-18. That 5-minute overshield right there.
Yeah, that was probably
Lethal sniping Trippy didn't win them the game, but that was one of the game-winning plays and decisions right there. LG not grabbing that right when it came up. They didn't realize that Optic was distracted at that point in time. That was their opportunity to run away with that game. Unfortunately for them, Trippy ends up getting picked off. No one challenged the sniper rifle guy. So, you know, a couple notes to take away. If you're LG there, not all 4 turtling in one area, and definitely adding more pressure on the sniper rifle guys.
I mean, they had Optic Gaming shut down, what, 2 overshields? At least 2 overshields, maybe even 3, by either making Luminosity burn it or by grabbing it themselves and putting all 4 members down, which is even better, obviously. So Luminosity, Like we said before, I like the game plan. I like what they came in and knew what they needed to do to beat Optic. It's just a little fine tuning of the execution there, and exactly what you said. Where you're watching, how aggressive you're playing, how quickly you're setting up. But they gave they were all hiding over towards Overshield with what 20, 30, 40 seconds left before that spawn, and it gave Optic Gaming a opportunity to flare out and or fan out, excuse me, and go to every single area on the map to eliminate where Luminosity is hiding and just narrow it down to all 4 members in Turbine.
The same exact amount of assists coming from both teams. So it's not like there was better team shot or anything like that coming in from Optic. It's literally the things that we mentioned. A lot of the plays surrounding the Overshield is ended up what turned the tide for Optic Gaming, and obviously just constantly connecting with that sniper rifle. Unfortunately for LG, now they've played pretty well. They've had leads in both of these games, and they've let them slip away, and now you're down 0-2. So that's what we're talking about. You're already down 0-1. You go and you let another game slip away there. I don't know if slip away is the right word, because Optic Gaming, in my opinion, really earned that one, and they really started to pick these guys apart. But it's just tough to swallow, because you're playing pretty good Halo right now if you're LG. Not the best that they can play, but Optic Gaming, they're coming in at a pretty high level right now. And you're matching them, and going toe for toe in these blows, just not able to execute like you said, Kyle. So we'll see if they can get it done here on CTF Battle.
Lethal tries to get away with this camo and almost makes it, but Rain will go ahead and clean that one up here. So first blood definitely going over here to Optic Gaming. But Frosty, he gets the railgun, so we'll see what he's able to do. Grabs himself a double already. Terrible grenade comes in, or maybe it's a great one. I don't know who threw it, but it gives Frosty a triple kill to open this one up. So 30 seconds into the game, Frosty's taking out 3 people, got the railgun.
Oh.
Last guy.
That was the overkill.
That was Trippy, just shutting down Optic Gaming setup there for that one.
That was nice challenge, though. APG had to clear out that treehouse. That's exactly what he did. Trippy with the railgun here, so now we're going to see these guys from Luminosity push outside of their base, saying he's going to get baited by that guy to his left, doesn't realize. Ooh, unfortunate timing for him, and Frosty giving him the bag.
Oh, that's a while. He keeps still going.
Careful, you're going to get razor, or not razor burn, you're going to get a frostbite from that one.
Oh man, and World 2 throwing some grenades into the treehouse. Does in fact get some hit markers, so he recognizes there's players over here. Got that light rifle going up against pistol, but that's a double team here for Luminosity, so still trying to use that teamwork to their advantage. Now it's a 3v3 situation. They need to try to kill Frosty in their own base, but he gets that flag out. Actually a pretty good toss, recognizing that he was probably screwed either way and just trying to be a distraction the best he can. Even had a player come off spawn in engine there, so Frosty, once he realized he was a little bit too far up for comfort there, just tried to be a distraction.
So Rain's going to try to lock this down, but it's tough because you have a player watching you from the left, actually 2 players watching you from the left, and they're already anticipating you to come from top center. So it's such a tough spot to be in if you're Rain. You may even want to just try to rotate and get shots down on players that could potentially be coming over towards your left side. Instead, he's going to try to eventually make his way right on over towards the top. But the play would have been go over towards the treehouse and watch the silo, maybe try to lay shots on people sitting in the bonfire area, or at least just try to bait a little bit more for that railgun. Instead, it's going to be railgun in the hands of Frosty. That is not the person you want with the railgun if you are LG. Heck, you don't want anybody from Optic to have that thing, but especially Frosty, who constantly goes huge in Fathom CTF. So now Trippy trying to mosey his way on over towards the Optic Gaming base. Has so many players on his radar over here. That's a horrible decision to thrust. That's going to give up his positioning, and he's going to lose his thrust because of it. Just bad play from Trippy.
Yeah, I don't even have anything to try to argue with you there, Tom. That was just a terrible thrust forward. He could have saved that and potentially survived and walked away with a triple kill, but unfortunately for him, just kind of gets owned in a 1v1.
Yeah, we don't really talk about the use of thrust that much because typically players tend to, use it at the right time, but there is a right and wrong time to use it, and that was definitely one of those instances. Because keep in mind, any time that you do a Spartan ability, you're appearing on the radar, and then it takes, 3 to 4 seconds for your thrust to come back out. So he completely negated any type of escape route by doing that as well. So gonna have to play that a little bit more patient. Sometimes what happens though there, Kyle, is one of your teammates will make a call out and you feel like your teammate's gonna die, so you gotta make a desperate response play and try to get there as fast as possible. We don't know what the communication's like, but we could give him the benefit of the doubt on that. He does get the railgun back in his hands with a couple of shots left into it, so we'll see if he can lay down some damage on over towards the elbow area, which you see multiple players from Optic are no shields.
Yeah, and you're talking about the thrust thing. Just highlight, for example, one of the best thrusts we saw today was Shooter's thrust to avoid the railgun in the first series of the day there against Ronin.
Sabinator shooting that one, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have your thrust up, you obviously can't use it. So, I'm a big fan of just, using your thrust when exactly you need to. And that's an instance right there where Lethal, he ends up being weak, so he's going to use his thrust beforehand so he can hopefully thrust and regain some of his shields to avoid getting hit. Because if you get hit while your shields are recharging, then they don't charge all the way. So there's a lot of little intricate details that don't kind of get covered as we go through all of this, but such high level Halo coming out from all these players at this point.
Yeah, earlier on in Halo, the question always was, whether or not to crouch or jump and when to do it in a battle. Now you've got thrust to throw into that as well. So just adds another level of that complexity.
Nice battle rifle shots coming in from Snakebite. He's going to have to get out of there with his life, and he does, making his way on over towards the treehouse area. Look at the responsive callouts over there. Snakebite has drawn 2 players that were originally pushing over towards his base, now have to push over towards top center. And Snakebite is in a great position over here to potentially push on the flag, but Rain sitting there waiting on that railgun is going to grab that one. He's going to even clean up the flag guy as well. So it's really important for these guys to get this kill onto Rain. Is Rain flying in for the return? He is, and even challenges the players from Optic Gaming. What a ballsy play from Rain, moving so quick that the players from Optic couldn't even respond to the call out. I didn't even think they were expecting him to charge over there for the return. Great grenade there from APG.
You could just tell that was a bad grenade. As soon as he threw it, you could see him jump in the air, knowing that that one hit something and bounced back at him.
It happens, man. All these random things that are poking out, they'll fire grenades right back at you. But Royal 2 is going to be the beneficiary of that kill. And interestingly enough, we're seeing another game from LG where they're in it halfway through. Halfway through the game clock, they have been almost tied with Optic Gaming the entire time. They just have not been able to put it together after that mark is hit. So we'll see. Last time it was Rain clutching it to get that double kill with the railgun and then eventually getting the return. It could be Rain again here as he's starting to push in and get that player out of his base. So great job as he's rocking the double Magnum combo over here. Gonna try to help over towards the camo and help over towards the railgun, because as the players were getting aggressive from the Optic Gaming side into the LG base, that was just a distraction for these guys to eventually advance on the map and push to get these weapons. Lethal not gonna get the railgun kill that he needed to, not gonna get the camo as well, but that's gonna be 3 kills either way going on over to Optic Gaming. Great communication from them. Snakebite immediately pushing on over towards the flag. A generous spawn over towards the generator and engine area, but APG is going to drop. So maybe not the generous spawn that we originally thought. Ends up just getting spawn trapped originally. Definitely needs to try to get that trade there and stop that flag from being ran. But luckily, Trippy is able to make his way out over towards the Optic Gaming base, but unluckily for him, everyone is kind of dropping. So he's just going to have to do his best.
Ooh, double.
Yeah, double Royal 2 going to be taken out from Frosty's railgun, but this looks like it's going to be an Optic Gaming cap as soon as they get that return. That's not good for Sand. He really wanted to keep this flag alive, wants to get that touch, not able to do it. That flag's still alive in the pit area. Oh, did he get the touch?
Lethal got the touch, but he didn't kill him in time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I thought that that flag was going to be returned, but either way, it's still alive. APG trying to do his best to keep these guys from grabbing it. He's going to go on to the return, and is he going to get it? Wow, somehow Optic Gaming not able to come out on top there, and LG takes the cap. So, Kyle, we can say that every single game in this series, LG has had a lead past, what, like the 20 to 30% mark, almost at the halfway point every single game, or more they've had the lead. Crazy statistic coming out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, definitely a little lucky, I should say, that Frosty killed Royal 2 with the railgun there. Definitely helps out a lot on
Yeah,
that
but
return.
that was all Trippy though. I mean, if Trippy didn't do the heads-up play and go for the rotation, that was Optic Gaming's fault for not looking at him fast enough. They took a while, in my opinion, when you're talking about an Optic Gaming team that responds very quickly. They took a while to kill Trippy there. And then when they did, they allowed Trippy to even get a trade. So as much as you want to say that that wasn't very good from Optic, I really think that that was just a great play from Trippy because there's no reason, in my opinion, that LG should have got that cap. They somehow clutched it, and it was a great team effort from these guys. So let's see what AVG can do now as he grabs the battle rifle and is just going to rotate on over towards his window and make sure that no players are rotating on over towards the engine side and making sure that no one's coming from the porch and silo. So he's going to spot out TJ Lethal over there, but here comes the cavalry. Multiple players pushing on into the elbow for Optic. They're trying to make their way in towards the front as well. That's going to be one kill for Frosty, another one for Royal 2. Rain does find one on the Snakebite, but that is 3 dead temporarily. Trippy is the last guy alive. There's the Optic Gaming charge, and still a couple of shots left before Lethal's going to die. So he's going to be able to get this one fairly far, getting his shields back. No, he's going to continue to run this one and toss it in. Does get the cap, but risky play from Lethal not to wait for his shields.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was going to wait. That hesitation sometimes is what gets you killed, but luckily for him, not going to be enough. And we'll be able to tie up this game 1-1. So that's a little disheartening here for Luminosity, considering they just lasted this long, preventing a cap from Optic Gaming. And almost were down 2-1, but instead got that counter cap, which put them on the board, gave them that lead. They're still playing pretty well. Great shots here from Rain. Does get cleaned up overall. 2 dead for Luminosity, only 1 for Optic Gaming here. So overall control should be going over to Optic if they can get up there fast enough to top center.
Solid shots coming in from Lethal and from Trippy. Trippy gonna have to back down over here. Frosty finds another railgun, so it's gonna be tough if you're LG here. You gotta get that railgun out of Frosty's hands. That's a good start, picking up a couple of kills onto Lethal and onto Snakebite. There is Frosty though with that railgun and the positioning, so you gotta get up top here if you're Trippy and get that kill. Not able to because Optic Gaming is watching all of the angles to get up towards the top. Lethal gonna come over towards the bridge. Frosty's still top center. You can see Lethal and Snakebite, they are making their way on over towards the base eventually. That's going to be Lethal flying in first. You have more resources coming in from the treehouse here, but that's a big kill for Trippy. Stopping that first player from pushing should stop Optic Gaming from coming into the base, and that's exactly what it does. So now Optic going to have to reset here. We could be looking at a flag overtime game.
Yeah, we might actually see this one go the distance here. 1-1 with just a minute left to play. Now Luminosity, they recognize there are members of Optic Gaming over here in red treehouse. They're trying to push and collapse. You see Rain is just hiding on the outside. Great charge by Saiyan. Will grab 1 kill. Ooh, but no, Rain loses that 1v1 to Snakebite. And luckily for Saiyan, he will recognize what's happening there and prevent that ground pound from Snakebite.
Interesting. Maybe a little bit of lag there from Saiyan. He was kind of walking towards Lethal in a straight line instead of shooting at him. Not able to get that kill. He is, actually. So Frosty picks up a double, but he does get traded out for Saiyan. Now Snakebite kind of caught in a poor position here in front of his bonfire, trying to stay alive as long as possible. Is he going to try to weasel his way inside the base? He needs to get this double melee off. Instead, he's going to thrust back. Has help coming in from Frosty. Great teamwork from Optic. 2-on-4 situation here. Another one's going to drop. Saiyans going to drop. Rain's going to come off the spawn. This is the opportunity for Optic to push. You have APG getting a little too aggressive. Can he find the kill? No. Snakebite has the help. Royal 2 is going to stay alive. A player on over towards the elbow. Lethal is too weak to help that one. Rain coming in and clutching it. Can he find the double kill? On to TJ. Doesn't need it because Sane coming in with the help as well. So Optic Gaming, their push is going to be stopped again. Solid defense coming in from LG, but Frosty recognizing his opportunity to push inside the base. Has to win this 1v1 against Rain. Tough battle, and he is going to be able to take it. Trippy comes in with the cleanup, so that is going to slow these guys down just a little bit longer, but you can tell Optic desperately wants to end this series and get inside LG's base.
Yeah, one of the interesting things is, though, next flag cap not necessarily going to win, as it is first to 3 captures here, so it'll either be whoever reaches 3 or when this time runs out. If no one's able to put an extra cap on the board here before overtime expires, we'll be looking at a full replay here in this game.
Trippy and Saiyan gonna find a couple of kills. That's gonna be 3 dead. Lethal, the last guy alive. Where is he located? He's inside of his base, no shields, so full advantage right now in the the favor of LG. Where is the push going to come in from? It's hard to do when you only have 3 players. Snakebite gets that kill onto Saiyan, so now we're going to see another battle towards the middle of the map and towards treehouse control. 3 players for LG located inside of their own treehouse. They may be a little bit too close together. Snakebite is going to find a double kill, tripping down the last guy alive. They're just going to toss this flag out and run this one. This could be it. The last guy alive just popped up over towards the silo. They should have one overextender. Rain's going to find a kill. Saiyan is over there. Rain clutches it again somehow with a double. APG over there as well. They need to get on this double return. Are they going to pull the flag here as well? This could be a really great opportunity to pull it. APG is going to go and chuck a grenade to try to choke those respawns. Does he get the flag touch? He does. There goes the return. It's not going to be a flag capture though for LG because Trippy is the last guy alive. So Frosty going to recognize that. Is he going to choke, throw a grenade and choke the spawns over towards the engine? It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to. Players popped up over towards the silo and they all rotated in front of the base. So Optic Gaming not ready for that fast flag pull from Frosty, but it is still alive, only for a little bit though. Saiyan is going to bait it out. Nade shot coming in from Snakebite. That's going to be 3 dead if he can get this kill onto APG. The last guy alive is in the bridge looking for him, and Rain is just clutching it up when they need him to, constantly watching the angles to stop Optic Gaming from getting this flag.
40 seconds left. This is Luminosity's best chance, I think. Optic Gaming is one of those teams. Have we ever seen them actually lose a replay? I'd have to go back and look, but I can't think of one where I have seen that. So 30 seconds left in this game. The last thing you want to do is have another 15 minutes of having to battle this out with Optic Gaming. You want this to be your flag capture and close out this game.
Yeah, that's not going to happen though. There's not enough time on the clock here. You do have a flag being pulled from Optic Gaming, but I don't think it's going to really result in a much lethal. He's going to find a kill. That flag is tossed out. Trippy finds the kill onto Snakebite, but looks like we are going to be going into a replay, ladies and gentlemen. Optic Gaming versus LG. Been a pretty close series overall, even though the score doesn't necessarily reflect that. Still 2-0 in favor of Optic Gaming, but pretty solid plays coming out from LG, especially Rain, who is really going big on those flag returns. Take a look at the stats really quick and see what these guys were putting up. APG not with his best performance, 12 and 24. Meanwhile, Rain sitting at 29 and 24. These guys got outslayed pretty handily, but you could see 1-1. That's the only score that matters. So let's take a look at the power weapon kills and see if anything was standing out. Frosty with 8, Frosty. More than everybody else in the game. Again, that is the guy with the railgun.
Yeah,
no one else want to have it. You don't want to have Frosty with the railgun.
Right. No one else on Optic even had a power weapon kill.
That's because they were just giving the railgun to Frosty. Why not? I mean, you saw a couple people in position for it, but this guy is like on top of it. It's like sniped down with a sniper rifle. So you got to make sure that if you're Luminosity, that you're getting a little bit better towards top center and making sure that you don't clump up at the treehouse like they did at the end of that game. That was like a really scary moment. They're very fortunate that Rain was able to get a couple of clutch kills 2 times single-handedly. He pretty much stopped flag captures going in. Could have been 3-1 for Optic Gaming. So you're a little bit fortunate there, but not in a position that you want to be. Like you said, Optic Gaming very rarely, if ever, loses the replays. They tend to get better as they play more and more against their opponents, recognizing what their opponents do, and slowly but surely just pulling off the W's. On the bright side for LG, they finally were able to weather the storm from Optic Gaming. They didn't let Optic get the weapons and go on huge runs, which is great as this one starts. And look at this, Frosty immediately going for that railgun again. But that's a good thing for LG is they were able to stop the runs. They were able to play some solid defense. They're going to have to, play even better than the previous game, in my opinion, if they want to win this one.
I think they're going to have to play a lot better because keep in mind, that one flag capture in a 1-1 game came from a counter capture where we'd have to go back and break it down individually to see what even happened, but it looked like Optic had that cap 10 out of 10 times and just somehow they let it slip by.
Yeah, that was, potentially 4 flag caps that could have went in for Optic Gaming, instead only 1. So like you said, definitely going to have to play a lot better. Frosty already used all of the railgun ammo within a matter of 40 seconds, but that's a good sign for LG. No capture on the board, also pushing in, but ooh, Snakebite shutting down Rain immediately. Nothing doing over in the treehouse here for APG. He does see someone over towards the right just temporarily. Is he aware that player has jumped out? He is. 2-shot beatdown coming in. Nice job taking out Royal 2 over here. Good timing to push in over here if he wants to, but he doesn't realize that the players are not really watching this area. There's the player that was watching it, Snakebite pushing in, but as soon as he gets over aggressive on that, there's another player towards the silo and the flag's being ran. So APG really gonna have to clutch this out, and it's gonna be very difficult in the position that he's in because he has one player in front of him, another player from the side doing whatever he can just to respond to calls and gets a kill. So that's a pretty big kill as we have more players flying in, Saiyan and Trippy sacrificing their lives for a flag return. Another missed opportunity for Optic Gaming. You can give that one to the entire Luminosity squad because we saw how tough a position APG was in. He still was able to manage a trade. You did see Trippy and Saiyan flying in and sacrificing their lives for that return. So everybody getting the job done here for LG. But you got to be worried because another flag has been tossed out. Tons of pressure coming in from Optic Gaming. The return does come in. Railgun on the field over here. Do they get it? Snakebite misses his Spartan charge. Rain's going to be able to grab that one. Camo coming up here soon. It's all going to be up to this Railgun player to try to help secure the power-up. Did APG get it? No, it looks like it's going to be Saiyan grabbing that one. Great job, but Snakebite is going to answer right back. Just back and forth over here, trading kills after trading kills, trading position after trading position, and Optic Gaming with their third flagpole of this game can't get it around the corner. This is when they've been faltering on these flag caps. They have not had anyone on the red bridge to sit there and lock that area down and stop people from coming in the pit and stop people from overextending towards the elbow. There they finally rotate someone on over. It's going to be Frosty in the small door and Snakebite putting in the flag.
Yeah, and that was just a very convincing flag capture, and that came 3 minutes into this game after they already had 2 flagpoles and almost 2 captures to start this one out. So that is going to be, like we said before, does Optic Gaming ever really lose replays after a tie? And sure enough, they are looking to make sure that that stays the same here in this game against Luminosity.
Yeah, because they are constantly talking about what they need to do better in games, and they recognize where they fall short. So when they have an opportunity to play the same game type after they've tied it, they tighten up harder than any other team that I've necessarily seen in quite some time. They really hunker down and apply the things. A lot of people, they talk about it. It's one thing to actually apply those things and be disciplined and change the way that you played in the previous game. And it seems like they finally did that on that final flag cap right there, or that previous flag cap, because they've struggled. They've struggled with keeping these guys off spawn. They've struggled with falling back at the same time the flag's being ran. And you've seen LG numerous times get flag returns that they shouldn't have had. So it's all about just communicating on who's alive, where these guys are coming back, and who's in position to sit there and anchor for when they do push.
Yeah, I mean, and you can just see Optic Gaming, insane teamwork. And even when it's not a teamwork fight, you just had APG with the battle rifle lose to Royal 2 with the pistol just a moment ago. And then the rest of Luminosity, they were trying to clean up some of those kills, but unable to do anything when 3 players of Optic Gaming are all about half shields just jumping around shooting at you.
Royal 2 trying to get onto the lip right there, but ends up falling in front of the base instead. And what do you know? Delivery right into Royal 2's hands. Picks up that railgun. Ooh, Saiyan ends up clambering back up. Guess that was on purpose, but looks like he does get taken out eventually with that railgun. So heads up plays from LG. Rain coming in with the cleanup as well. That's going to be 2 dead just temporarily, as Lethal's going to be able to come back off the spawn here soon. But you got to make sure that you're staying alive if you're pushing in the base. Rain is going to need some more help, or he needs to just keep his shields as long as possible, because once you clear these guys out, there's going to be more people on the silo. And there it is. They pop up, they start shooting them, and Royal 2 has already made his way towards top center somehow.
Ooh, APG gets a little bit of revenge there. A kill onto Royal 2. Saiyan had the camo and the railgun, but he gets taken out as well. That's going to go over in the hands of Lethal, who answers back with a kill almost instantly. But that was his last shot. Oh no, he's got 1 shot left, and the last player alive is right below him. Doesn't pull the trigger. Some jukey action going on right now, but he will go ahead and find Trippy as he's spinning around in circles.
Why was he shooting that guy? He was already dead.
You know, I think those are one of those times of, hey, I know this is a replay and you guys are not going to beat us this time.
I thought that he still thought he was alive. I was confused.
Sometimes you just got to make sure.
Yeah, I guess. No, either way, it's been really solid from Optic Gaming. They're looking like a completely different team here. They're playing faster, Kyle, than they were before. They're not, you know, respond to callouts a split second later. They are on top of their stuff right now, and you can see they are moving as a unit. They want to get more flagpoles. They want to get inside the base. They had at least 4 or 5 opportunities that fell short in the previous game, and they are trying to capitalize on those. But if you're LG, this is fine for you because Optic is playing even better than they were previously, and you're not playing as good as you were from the previous game, and you're still only down 1-0. Completely different if you're down 2-0 here with 5.5 minutes left. So this is definitely something that they can come back from, and everybody knows they need it, especially when you're down in this series 2-0.
Yeah, we'll see if APG's able to get some kills here. Lethal misses that railgun, but he does stay alive momentarily, or buying some additional time for his team. Flag is out for the blue squad, but as a double kill goes over in the favor of Rain, that's going to shut down that flag opportunity here. APG needs to win this one against Royal 2, but Royal 2...
challenge that you want to take.
Yeah, he's just been winning all of the individual
If you're going to take... I know that Lethal was on the flag over there and stuff like that, but that's just not a challenge that you want to take at that angle. Sometimes you have to challenge because you know someone else is coming around the corner, but just a huge play from Royal 2 there, landing the shots. And we've been seeing that battle between APG and Royal 2, and it's been, you know, pretty close back and forth. But you got to realize that you need to stay alive here and get some flag positioning. You haven't really seen much objective work in this game from LG when they had some pretty solid base infiltrations going on in the previous one. So we'll see here if this can pay off for him. We do have the light rifle. He got to land this melee. He does. Now he just has to stay alive and hope that teammates can come around and that Optic Gaming misses their grenades. There's a couple grenades flying in. Sane does a really great job bobbing and weaving around this engine area. Has Snakebite. Can he finish the kill? No, not in enough time. Seems like he was there for a year. Where were his teammates?
That was quite a long fight, and yeah, I mean, if he had just committed to the fight, I think he would have won it right off the get-go, but he took 2 different angles during that fight trying to finish off that kill, and Snakebite ends up getting the better of him with the help of his teammates.
Yeah, and you know, it's difficult, you know, that pistol range where you want to use the light rifle. It's definitely the better option, but you have to reload, and then you try to switch on over to your pistol, but it's that awkward, you know, range that it's, you know, zoom range, but not quite zoom range, but you want to stay zoomed in the entire time because it's going to give you the advantage, but Snakebite was able to do it to him. I mean, Sand did his job. He stayed alive, in my opinion, 3 seconds longer than he probably should have. Those grenades should have killed him. Right. The grenades, you know, were flying in while he was weak. He thrusted at the perfect time. He challenged at the right angle. I was just expecting a flood to come in from top center. That was their biggest opportunity that they've had all game. So now they're going to have to reset and hope that Optic makes a mistake or do something with the railgun or camo or something. But Rain gets taken out. Now you're going to have railgun going on over to Snakebite. And you're also going to have top center control in Optic's favor. So this is not looking good. Optic can either elect to get some aggressive plays going on over towards the flag, or they can just kind of control top center here and make sure that they're not advancing with that flag. Ooh, missed railgun there, but it doesn't matter because Lethal had the perfect shots onto APG, but 2 players are going to die, and Snakebite's pretty weak. He's going to get meleeed. This is going to be a flag cap, in my opinion, unless Optic Gaming somehow pulls something miraculous off. Royal 2, that is a good start, getting the kill on the flag guy, which was Trippy. You have overextenders coming in over towards the elbow. Rainy's a little bit in no man's land. Had a player on over towards his right, challenges that player and gets fairly weak. Let's see if he's going to be able to get in a little bit more useful position, because right now he is really far away from the action and needs to get involved. 2-on-2, that's going to be a 3-on-1 now. Royal 2, last guy alive facing APG, and it looks like Trippy. Are they going to be able to get this return? If they get the return, they should be able to be in a prime position over here. There it is, the return coming in. And you also have the flag gets returned from Optic's side. So LG not able to get that one in, but still able to stop the flag and get the return to try to stay alive with 2 minutes left in this game. Could have been their opportunity to get back in and try to push this one to a second overtime, Kyle.
Yeah, but it looks like Snakebite's going to find that railgun here. Not able to stay alive, but luckily for him, he's got somebody else. Looks like that's Lethal here just to pick up that weapon, try to stay alive with it. But wow, this is a good opportunity for Luminosity. Getting a few kills. Power weapons are down.
This could be it.
Infiltration is happening right now. This could be their time to tie it back up.
And they picked up the railgun right there. I mean, a lot of this is riding on Royal 2, who actually makes the jump, which it's a fairly difficult jump, especially if it's if your first time trying that jump. You're not going to get it on the first time, that's for sure. That's something that you have to practice. But interesting situation here. You have Trippy with the railgun. You have advantage On over to Optic Gaming for the numbers. Ooh, that is not good. Trippy misses the railgun, thrusts right back into the grenade. Pretty much what he didn't want to do, and he does it. So
Pretty
now
much like
Optic,
the only way not to cap that one.
yeah, exactly. And now Optic Gaming gonna take full advantage of this one. You have Frosty slaying people inside of the base. The flag is already halfway across, past the halfway mark, saying the last guy alive. This flag should be going in any second here for Optic, and it is. Lethal gonna pretty much put the nail in the coffin here for LG. 40 seconds left to get 2 flag captures. Not sure if it's going to be in the cards quite yet. You do have Frosty tossing a flag out towards bottom center. That's going to be returned by LG, but virtually impossible here to get 2 flag caps in such a short amount of time. They're going to have to start running it now and get ready to run another one here. I mean, it's not mathematically over quite yet, but it's pretty much over in about 2 or 3 seconds once they kill the flag.
I mean, they could have ran that flag sooner, too. They had 3 people collapse on engine right there when they could have easily had somebody pull it 5, 6 seconds before that, before they had to finish off that kill. And that's what you needed to do if you had any chance.
Trippy needed to stay back at the base. I'm not sure if someone else rotated on over there. They weren't even going to get that flag cap if Trippy didn't help try to secure that one, and they didn't even get it at the end anyway. But that's exactly what we're expecting from Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming, they came out hot. They came out fired up. They made adjustments. They secured their flag captures. They didn't get the 3rd flag capture on the board like they would have liked, but still, nonetheless, getting the W and the 3-0 is all that matters.
Right. It goes from a 1-1 to a 2, or a 1-1 tie to a 2-0 victory. Before, you know, overtime even hits this time around. So just Optic Gaming showing once again how quickly and how well they're able to adapt their play style and you know, come out in the lead and actually take these games off those replays. They're one of the fastest and most adaptable teams.
So that's another pretty dominating win here. I mean, what have we seen, Kyle? It's been 3-1, 3-0, 3-0. I mean, these series... Yeah. It's been just domination, really, all day today. I mean, the games have been close, but it's been red team all the way. And this is what we were talking about, is the red squads were already the favorites going into today, but also the blue squads had all dealt with adversity in the offseason, whether that's one player changing out or an organization change. They are going through the growing pains, and none of these teams have been able to take a win from the team that was favorited. So now we're going to move into the last series. We got Liquid taking on Envious. This should be a good one here because we are going to be seeing Spartan added back to Team Liquid, and we all saw some great series when he was on Liquid previously going up against Envious, so it should be a really explosive match with some really sick Halo.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely was really concerned with who Liquid was going to get to replace Ace, but Spartan, I've always been a huge fan of him. I've coached him. I've always said he's one of the top players here in Halo 5, and I think it's a pretty good pickup for them. One of the drops that I thought it was always questionable when they first released him.
Then weird when Ronan ended up releasing him as well, and you know, I can't remember exactly what the story was, but they like literally released like an article with an interview the day after or something like that he gets dropped, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy to me, honestly. So I know he's going to be coming out fired up. We'll see if his, you know, enthusiasm and play style and emotions can carry Liquid over that hump there, because, you know, they're looking to get back into the form that they previously were at. We always thought it was going to be, you know, Liquid or Envious. They were going to be the team to take down Optic. Well, guess what? It was Splice, and now we're going to see Optic try to bounce back here. Is it going to be Splice that answers the call? Are they the best team? Are they the second best team? We're going to find out really soon, especially in this next series, because whoever wins this is definitely propelling themselves into that category of being a top 3 team.
Right, and if you're at home watching and you want to see how you can participate, make sure you head over to halo.gg. You can find all the information about competing in the open circuit and making your way to Pro League and making your way to the finals as well. So that does it for our match number 3. Optic Gaming defeats Luminosity 3-0. And when we come back after this, we will have our last match of the night, one we're most excited for. That is Team Envious going up against Team Liquid. So we'll be right back after this.